2023 is wrapping up, which means that I'm wrapping up a lot of things as well. I'm wrapping up a lot of Koiathon loose ends, planning for the new year, planning out some stuff for KoiJesus that I think that you guys are going to really enjoy. But it also means that I get to reflect on some of the games that I've played this year. Now, what that means for me is games that I played this year, not necessarily games that came out this year, but I've compiled a list of 10 games that I played this year that I want to tell you guys about, that I think that you guys might find enjoyable. Some of these games I played on stream, some of them I played in my own time. I've been lucky or unlucky enough, depending on how you look at it, to play a lot of games this year. As always, these games are in no particular order. There's 10 of them, with the exception of number 1 being my personal game of the year, and that will be our last one we talk about. If you know me, then you know that I love Dead Space. Of the 4 tattoos that I have on my big fucking weird body, I have a big marker from Dead Space, and it says "Make Us Whole" on my forearm. And it's the biggest tattoo that I have, and it's my favorite one that I have, honestly, and probably most significant to me as well. The Dead Space remake that came out in January of this year was everything that I could have hoped for. I wanted so much Dead Space. I have an entire Instagram highlight reel of me bitching and moaning that there hasn't been a new Dead Space game that I haven't posted in since the remake came out. It ran basically perfectly on my PC that I built in 2019. The audio design award at the Game Awards got stolen from it, even though Hi-Fi Rush did deserve it as well. Let's be honest. But still, the visuals, the audio design, and everything in this game was just as breathtaking and as perfect as I wanted it to be. Also, bringing Gunnar right back as Isaac and giving him voice lines in the remake was 1,000,000,000% the right move. It was probably my biggest complaint whenever I went back to play the first one after however many years, 5 years, or 15 years or something, I don't know. Bringing Gunnar right back was a great choice. The team at EA Motive did a great job, and it's a great remake, and a stunning choice. Good job. When I say the words Nintendo 64 Metroidvania, this is what should come to mind. An extremely highly stylized game that I enjoyed every single minute I played. I'm on my 3rd playthrough, and it is still just as fun as whenever I first played it. The music is extremely relaxing and enjoyable. It's calming tracks all throughout the entire game. A pretty short runtime of about 3 to 5 hours, depending on how fast or slow you take it. It has a bit of an Undertale Earthbound tinge to its writing, which I really enjoy. These crystals are pretty nice. They make me feel safe. I think I'm gonna lick it. I bet it's full of minerals. I mean, I would bet you're right, little guy. I probably wouldn't advise you eat it, but like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's none of my business. But the movement is where the game really shines. You can like slide and like do a backflip and like triple jump and wall run, and I love good movement in games. I love good movement, and Pseudo Regalia is a shining example of that. The one thing it needs is an in-game map, because I get lost so often in this game. I have to download like my own little picture of a map and keep track of where I am. But yeah, it's good. Go play it. Hellblade was very good. I've had it in my Steam library for a while, but I didn't really touch it until my friend Max told me that it's one of his favorite games, and I realized I had it. Might as well play it. And I am so fucking glad I did. I don't think that if it went much longer, I would like it nearly as much, beyond its 6-7-ish hour runtime, depending on how casually you play it. But the art, the message, the writing is beautiful. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Some of the gameplay elements do get really stale by hour 5, but the mental health professionals that helped work on it did a great job of bringing psychosis to a really immersive medium and showing off some of the details that you might not get through writing or movies. It's really impressive in that sense. Another thing is, I can't believe that the person that voiced Senua has done nothing besides Senua 1 and 2, right? Like, on their IMDb page, it's just Senua 1 and 2. I'm surprised. I don't think that Senua has a really good replay value unless I do it for, like, Koiathon, you know, to fill some time. That being said, it does have some of the coolest fucking set pieces I've ever seen. The Fenrir boss fight is the coolest set piece in any game I've ever played, I think. And by the end, by hour 5 or 6 of gameplay, once you get the swordplay down to a T, you really kind of feel like a badass just mowing down wave after wave of enemies. It's really, really good. I made a whole video on Tears of the Kingdom already, so I won't waste too much breath here. But since it's not at number 1, you know that I don't think it's my game of the year. That being said, it's 100% the game I put the most time into this year. I think it might be the most fun game I played this year. It's also the first Zelda game to release while I've been an adult. Breath of the Wild came out when I was 16, over 7 years ago. This game came out when I was 22, just a few months ago. I was able to buy it with like my own money and come home to my own apartment and take like time off of work to binge it like an absolute fucking degenerate. And somehow they added so much stuff to Tears of the Kingdom that it makes Breath of the Wild look like a fucking tech demo. That IGN review said that. I think I even brought that up in my Tears of the Kingdom video. But yeah, they just added so much stuff. The depths, the sky islands, all the Ultra Hand abilities, or the Zonai abilities, the Zonai machines. It's like, going back to Breath of the Wild is like playing a stripped down version of Tears of the Kingdom that just leaves you wanting more. So yeah, if you're going to buy a Zelda game this year, in 2024 even, buy Tears of the Kingdom, right? Unless you want a classic Zelda experience, in which case buy Twilight Princess, but, you know, you didn't hear that from me. Ghostwire was something that was on my to playlist for a while now, but I just never got around to it. I just never picked it up, and it was never on sale for a good price, whatever. But I got PC Game Pass, and it's on there, so I got to play it, and I'm glad I did, because it was great. It's a short game if you just play the main story like I did, maybe around 6 or 7 hours. But with the side missions and collecting all the souls and stuff, I can imagine you could get upward of 15-20 hours depending on your playstyle. The story's pretty basic. Everyone disappears, some fog, some guy's trying to bring back his wife and kids. Maybe I didn't pay enough attention, or maybe it's just that simple. But like, he needs your sister or something. I don't know. I don't know. The combat and movement, pretty satisfying, especially by hour 5 or 6 once you really get it down, just like Senua. It's an enjoyable play. I would really recommend it, especially if you managed to claim it for free the other day on the Epic Games Store, or if you have PC Game Pass. Definitely get it. It's worth 6 hours of your time. Honest. Fire Emblem Engage is the only game on this list that I haven't technically beaten. With the asterisk of that, I played it to Chapter 20 twice, and Clifford and I combined our efforts to beat it during Quaithon Starlight, and by that, I mean he played it and I watched the entire 36-hour run of it. Fire Emblem for me is something that's really tough to just sit through. I have to break my play sessions into much smaller portions, especially when there are battles that can last 45 plus minutes. Engage is easily the best Fire Emblem game in my opinion, at least mechanically and aesthetically. It looks gorgeous, it runs beautifully on the Switch, even at 7 years old. The combat returns to the old weapon triangle formula. My favorite character is Anna. She's 11 in this Fire Emblem, and she's our little badass from the Starlight playthrough. I think that it's pretty cool that gaming has reached a point where I can send the kids to war and they can win. I really don't have much to say about Metroid Prime Remastered, even though it is on the list, and I do think that it's one of the best things that's come out this year that I played. It's just how you do a remaster. Genuinely. It was $40 at launch or $30 at launch. It's not overpriced. It's a remake, remaster, whatever. It's made well with a perfect new control scheme for the Switch. Not to mention it was shadow dropped during a direct. Like, they just popped up and they were like, yo, here's Pikmin 1 and 2, and also here's Metroid Prime Remastered. Like, they just did that. So, I don't know. Not to mention that Prime is just a fucking goated game. It's just a great remaster. It's a great game. It's worth your time, especially if you're able to grab it on sale. Why not play it? It's just worth it. That's all. I spent way too much time with Lethal Company in the last 2 months, whether it's watching videos or streams of other people playing it myself, or editing my own videos of me playing it with my friends. It's just the perfect little combination of addicting gameplay loop, with a thriving and hilarious mod scene, as well as just being really funny. It's really funny to have proximity chat on and hear your friends die, right? It's a little spooky, it's a little creepy, it's a little funny, it's a little addicting. It's just funny if you have prox chat when you have horribly idiotic friends, or if you're like me, you're just gonna honk some horns and hope you don't get hit by the eyeless dog. It was a fun time. Suika game was very addicting. I think I have over 50 hours in it on my Switch, which isn't just me, it's also my friends, but it's just kind of the perfect mindless time sink game. I bought it back whenever it was only available on the Japanese eShop for what, like 300 or 400 yen, like $3. It's just that once in a blue moon perfect storm where something meets your life at the right time. Like, I'm unemployed, and so now I'm just going to play Suika game. I'm going to play this gay little fruit game for, 5 hours straight. It's like, I don't know. If you're a fan of Girls Night, what you're seeing right now is back on Halloween Girls Night whenever Rini and I played Suika game for like an hour and a half. It's like just a perfect kind of mindless game. I don't know. Good times. Good times. As you guys may or may not know, I'm a little bit of a Pikmin head. Yep. Yeah, I can't deny it. I'm a little bit of a Pikmin fan. I played Pikmin 3 at least a dozen times this year. Pikmin 1 and 2 at least 3 times each. And I had been waiting 10 long years. Just like every other blessed Pikmin fan out there. And what did we get, man? What did we get? We got Pikmin 4. And Pikmin 4 is everything to me. It's gorgeous scenery, heartfelt and twinkly music. Just listen to that. One of the tracks in the game, I'm not going to say which, actually just made me cry while I was playing it. Combine that with new and returning enemies and bosses from throughout the series, and you have what I would consider the perfect Pikmin game for new fans and old alike. There's genuinely something in this game in particular that took me from passive Pikmin fan to full-blown Pikmin-obsessed Pikmin head. Around every corner, there's another little detail in the landscape, another cute treasure to find, another little creature. It's like it was perfectly crafted to fit into this new life that I find myself leading in 2023, going into 2024. Was it worth 10 years? Probably not. Honestly. I think Nintendo just didn't trust that Pikmin had a place in the current year, especially with the lackluster sales of Pikmin 3 on the Wii U and the lackluster sales of Hey Pikmin, because it's not a Pikmin game. But here's the thing. Pikmin 4 is the best-selling game in the series, and it's helped a whole new wave of people become fans of these little fellas. Not to mention that for those new fans, they can play every single mainline Pikmin game right now on the Switch natively. Pikmin 4, unforeseen by me, with a list with a new Zelda game on it, is my game of 2023. There's something so wonderfully charming and enticing about these adorable little guys in this adorable little game. Everything in my bones loves this game to no end. That includes the rest of the Pikmin games, except for Pikmin 2. But you know what? I even like that one sometimes. So thank you, Pikmin, for getting me through this year, and I can't wait to see what Nintendo has in store for this series in the future. Go play Pikmin 4. Go play Pikmin 4.